You had sex with your boss?
Texting.
That's what I heard too.
Texting.
I wish you started recording there. You had sex with your boss, pal.
Well, I've been recording the past 5 minutes. So
Maybe.
I knew something good would come out of that.
No, I was talking to my boss, and I'm texting him, and I'm not sexting, texting. I'm like, so what time are we starting tonight? He's like, 10 o'clock or so.
PM?
PM, so there's no rush on this anymore that I thought there was, because usually we start 8 or 9. So hour to record or whatever would put us about then. So I'm like, get it done early, we'll all be good. But no, it's no rush for tonight.
What do you do for work?
Currently I'm building a display in a superstore. So all the shelving and that kind of shit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not nice at all. It's boring. It's work, but it's just boring.
It's trying to be nice.
I was trying to be just I understand.
This is our last guest be on our show because they're going to be like, man, they're jerk-offs to their guests.
Yeah. I listened to the last one. All they did was insult me. But they're like, I want to come on.
Exactly.
It's not what you're supposed to be doing, but it's just what you are doing.
Pretty much. Otherwise, you can come on to be insulted. That's an option as well. That some people are into.
It's just like a roast session in person.
We should do a roast.
We do have an occasional section of the show called Beef Sauce where we're just going to be like, this person is so dumb, and you explain to everybody why they're so much dumb.
You just call them out.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got beef sauce with Steven.
Okay, we'll get to that. That's going to be a show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of the Hastlecast podcast. Tonight, hosted as always by myself, Ben. We have
Alex.
Steven.
Spencer,
special guest.
Yeah.
We'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
First of all, I want to get this sauce.
I'll just sit here in the corner. No big deal.
Yeah. This isn't anything major. So we went to that magazine gig this time last year.
Yes, I remember.
And you sat down and critiqued the entire magazine on its editing.
Yeah.
You haven't read the description for our video because there's a massive grammatical error in the description for it.
Which episode?
Oh, it's
all of them.
The podcast description itself. It's hey, it's just a bunch of friends hanging out, talking about lives or lifes instead of lives.
It's supposed to say lives, Lives, and it says lifes, Life''s.
I didn't write it.
Alex wrote it.
I did? Oh, whoops. Damn it, Steven, you're the editor.
I got some beef sauce with you, Alex.
With me? What,
You're terrible at English.
Oh, that's a great story. Alex has written to iTunes a couple times being like, hey, we would like to be on your new and noteworthy section, even though we get 8 downloads a week.
Yeah.
And he still reached out to them, except every second sentence has a spelling mistake.
On mine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember you would send it and then forward it to me. And
I forwarded it to you first, but I'm like, is this okay?
And I would almost always, recently it's been okay, but one of the ones you did, it was just I'm like, no, write it like this, and I wrote out an entirely new.
Do it better.
Make it sound a little more professional.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I need somebody to do that because I've for the last 3 years trying to get into the esports thing. I'm always emailing people and trying to be as business professional as possible. Then I read it, I'm like, oh god.
That sounds like I'm 45.
Why does Google want to translate it?
Speaking of which, let's talk about that. So Spencer is the founder, I guess you could say, of the Calgary Halo community, which is last week, I believe it was last week, we talked about a Halo tournament that Steven was in, and Spencer put that on and also participated. No conflict of interest there.
No big deal, just winning what I put out. No,
and this past weekend, I believe it's on the 15th,
yes.
There was a 1v1 tournament that Steven and Spencer also participated in, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I will never do a 1v1 tournament again.
It was fun for the rest of us.
You'll never enter, you'll never put one on.
Both?
1v1s are bad.
Okay, so so here's the thing. So the last 2 tournaments actually was posted by Microsoft by themselves.
Okay.
When I decided, okay, I'm going to start Calgary Halo, I talked to Microsoft and we had a meeting and they showed me these 2 Halo tournament or events that they had going on. Mm-hmm. And so they were hosting the Odin one completely. I just went out and told people about it.
Yep.
And this last one, they were like, okay, you can start taking over for us. So I had half like a little bit more control, like a
Yeah.
1v1 structure and everything. But I was like, they had already said it was a 1v1 tournament, so I'm like, okay, so now I have to try and find rules and like figure
Yeah.
out how it's all gonna work. And then, so yeah, I will never post a 1v1 tournament unless it's gonna be something like more community organized, where it's like gravity hammers and swords 1v1, like, you
Yeah,
know what I
something
mean?
goofy, yeah.
Something goofy, yeah. Other than that, there'll be no more competitive pistol start 1v1, no radar BS.
Yeah.
Shoddy Snipes, man. That's where it's at.
I do though. I've seen you play Shoddy Snipes.
I might be the worst at Shoddy Snipes. We played, it was you, Steven, you, Alex, me, and my girlfriend Sarah, and Steven obviously the best of us. I think Sarah might have been the second best of us.
I think so.
Oh no.
I told you, Sarah's the goat.
She's
Nobody knows
actually
yet.
she's actually incredible at video
She's an
games. Like,
undercover
I'm not-
goat, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so tell us a bit of like your start in all this, like your main biography. Like, I believe your start was technically in Call of Duty,
Yeah.
not necessarily as a Calgary community scene, but how did you first get interested in all this?
Okay, so if you don't know, my gamer tag is FragOute with an E at the end.
FragOute?
Yeah, I don't know what the girl at the Microsoft store tried to say at first, but I was like, that's not it. She's like, FragOute? I'm like, what?
Frozen
Anyway,
yogurt?
It almost sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
Please don't say that.
If you're French, you can say FragOute and say the E, but other than that, the E is
Is there a
silent.
hyphen on the E at least?
No, there's
Oh.
nothing on the E.
Trust me, we can't speak French. We tried last
Yeah,
week.
yeah. Anyway, so
That's Le Fragute.
I started 4 years ago. Like, I just happened to start watching YouTube videos of like competitive gaming and whatever, and I was like, wow, like I had never heard anything about it. Halo was completely like, wow, like didn't know. Call of Duty was wow, like all these things, and I just like esports opened up to me, and I was like, I want to be a part of it.
Mhm.
I don't care. And I was ass at Call of Duty, like I like literally, I had
You
never
were?
played a game.
Dude, he was trashing the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude, don't get me started. He was
Yeah.
owning people.
Yeah. Anyway, so so I was just like, I'm gonna try and get better. So I like literally just hopped on like the newest Call of Duty, which was Ghost, I believe, when it
Oh,
started.
I'm so sorry you started with this.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it was end of Black Ops 2.
Oh, okay,
Like,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So like Black Ops 2, and I was ass. Like everybody was just trashing me. Like I played Call of Duty, but it was more like I played World at War Zombies, and me and my buddy would get drunk and play for hours at night.
Mhm.
So I'd never really, so I was like, okay, I'm going to like figure out what you need for competitive, what the best like classes are, and I just started grinding and started working up, like found like a bunch of random people, made a team, and we're trash and garbage, and then I found somebody else and still trash, but I was getting better personally.
Yeah.
And I found this guy, his name's Blake, or I think he goes by on what is his game? I don't even know his gamer tag anymore. He used to be Overshield on Xbox. Now he's something else on PS4. Anyways, amazing Halo player, and he was coming over to Call of Duty. And I was like, okay, I'm going to team with him. He was a really cool guy. I had actually met him through a friend, Lan, who is now Zico on PS4. Zico, I don't know. People gotta stop changing their gamer tags.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been teaming like on and off for the last 4 years. We started on Ghost, played for like 6 months at the end of Ghost, and we've got really good. Like we were getting better and better. AW came out, and everybody was trash at that game at first because they're like jumping, double jumping and shit.
Yeah.
But we got really good at that game, but never found a fourth. And that's always kind of been our problem, is finding that fourth player that really meshes in.
Yeah.
But then Black Ops 3 came out, and that's where we kind of really blew up as like a 3. And then the one guy decided, I'm not going to play Halo or Call of Duty anymore, and
Right.
just moved over to Smash, and that was LAN. So that left me and Blake looking for 2.
Right.
And that was kind of all of Black Ops 3, which was sucked, because that game was the first game where I was like, I wasn't scared to challenge any gunfight. Like, I was like, I know I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
So after that, we were like, shit, I don't know what to do. So we're like, well, since we don't have a really team, that's when we started switching between Halo and Call of Duty.
Right.
So that was about 2 years ago. So that was when like he started teaching me how to play Halo just as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just kind of jumped between that. We had a team in Halo for a while. They left because they were like garbage and didn't like the way my teammate Blake, he is really like, if you don't know how to play the game, don't tell him don't talk shit to him, because he will trash you. He knows the game, he knows what he's doing, he knows how you should be playing, and he'll help you get better, but don't argue with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people just couldn't handle him, so they left. So we went back to Call of Duty, and then this new Call of Duty came out, and I was like, I hate it. I hate it. So I haven't played until like the last couple months, because it's garbage.
That would be Infinite Warfare?
Yeah,
Okay.
Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
It's been garbage. Like, I was so disappointed with it that I didn't start playing until 2 months ago, when my buddies were like, hey, like, Land's back, Blake's on the team, we need one, come back. And I was like, okay, like, I like you guys, I'll play. So before that, I was trying to play Halo again all year, just by myself, just doing whatever, getting friends involved. And that's where I found the Greater Toronto Halo and started getting in with all those guys and getting to know them. So when I moved back to Calgary from Ontario, it was like, okay, I want that community here. Like, I love the community of Halo over Call of Duty, no matter what, because everybody's just more chill. Like,
Really?
Okay, you get into a game of freaking, like, you could be the best in the world and trash talk in Halo. The community and people in it are still better. Like,
okay. Fair.
like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody is still friends at the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
They
Fair
can take
enough.
getting trash talked.
Call of Duty, it's like, if you are just, like, people think everybody's shit. Like, if you beat somebody who's better than you, they don't care. They're like, you're still shit. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, at least you'll get props or whatever from Halo. Anyway, so I was just like, I want to build that community here. I love the game. Like, even though people talk trash about Halo 5, I still enjoy the competitive aspect of it.
I was going to say, you said you disliked Infinite Warfare so much that you haven't played it until now.
Yeah.
I just played Halo 5 for the first time this weekend.
Yeah.
Not because I dislike it. Just never got around to it.
Yeah. Well, so,
You wanted that community here?
yeah, I just wanted that community here, and so I just was like, I talked to the guys at Greater Toronto Halo. They gave me kind of like some contacts to start like building it, and so that kind of leads me here, where I was like, I've been doing YouTube for the last 4 years, on and off, Twitch, and then trying to build communities and find a team where I can go compete and just be a part of esports community in general, no matter where it is. So
For sure.
it's kind of my story.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna, let me say, I very much appreciate you starting this, because it's something that I wish I had since I was considerably younger than I am now. It's something that I always wish Halo or Calgary had, and well, we never had it until we started fairly recently.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative of that. Because it's something I remember over 10 years ago. I was talking to my friends like, man, wouldn't this be sweet if we had something like this here?
Yeah.
And now we do. And I love it.
Yeah,
So.
and I just hope it keeps growing, and like we find more people, like younger people, like X-Man, who won the 1v1 tournament. Kid's like 14, plays on 0.5, 0.5. I was blown away.
Lowest possible sensitivity.
I was giggling to myself when I saw that. I turned around and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, while we were waiting for
way.
the finals and he won to Octagon, I kept, he beat me, but I was like killing him, but I kept lowering my sensitivity, because I'm like, this guy's like not missing shots. Like, unless I'm like deking really good, he is not missing shots. So I like kept lowering it. I got to like 2-2, and I was like, I can't go any slower like this. I was like, there's no way. Like, how 0.5 works for that kid, and he is consistently on you, like, no matter where you are. It just blew my mind. It was.
See, I'm wondering, before we started the 1v1 tournament, we were doing free-for-all, and he still did very well in free-for-all, but he didn't appear nearly as strong as he did in
the 1v1.
In the 1v1, I'm wondering if that's just because with more people, he got collapsed on a lot more, and he couldn't rotate, turn around or anything.
Yeah.
But if he's hitting 90% of his shots and he has a team that can protect him when he has a sniper rifle, and if he doesn't miss, then hey, I guess.
If he's that player that sits in the back corner of Coliseum and just has to finish off one shots and
he's gonna crush. So
he's gonna crush.
He has the right few people around him.
I look forward to seeing him grow in our community and the community of Halo because I think he could be really good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, star kid.
Yeah.
He did express interest in coming back, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's okay. Like I think we were all talking about. Literally did not leave me alone with questions about the 1v1 tournament the whole time, and the other tournament that he never showed up to. He just kept asking like, "What are the rules? What are the guns starting?" And then he's like, "We shouldn't use power ups and power weapons." And like, I'm just like, "Okay."
Kid's like a super elitist about the game.
No, I generally consider myself an elitist about the game. So I was like looking at this, I'm like, this kid's probably just dumb and doesn't know what he's talking about. And then he comes in and wins. I'm like, dang it, he knows what he's talking about.
Speaking of this kid, you had a story about him with Twitter.
Did I say this last week? Did
I
you go back to check?
I think you may have talked about it on a previous podcast, but you kind of brought it full circle this weekend. Do you want to tell it again, just in case?
Are you talking about his Twitter description?
Yes.
So first of all, he changed his Twitter description to be one-time Calgary, like 1x Calgary tournament champ or something.
Oh, I didn't
like
see
that's
that.
gangsta. I like it.
Oh,
But anyway, his Twitter description. So first of all, this is my first impression of this kid, right?
Yeah.
And his Twitter
How did you
description.
stumble across his Twitter? Or just
He was tweeting at Calgary Halo.
Yeah, I probably saw him through
that,
saying
okay.
Calgary Halo
Yeah.
retweet or something. And his Twitter description is "E-girls are not for me, girls." And like his Twitter description, he says his age. I won't
14.
say it. Okay. I was gonna say I won't say it,
You
but
said it earlier anyway.
Yeah, I already said his Twitter and stuff. So like.
okay, fair enough. And I guess he puts it out publicly. That's
Yeah.
on him. But I looked at this, I'm like, some 14-year-old kid talking about e-girls, like, this kid probably sucks, what a poser. And it just comes and trashes me. You're like, oh, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You want to define what an e-girl is?
Not really. Because it's kind of derogatory, but...
That's fine.
It's pretty much
If
a
you're-
not very respectable girl in the community who's pretty much only known for sleeping around with people who are in that community.
Or
Okay.
streams and such, and offers profanity.
I wouldn't say no. Offers almost sexual favors, like
Yeah.
almost like teasing their audience to get more donations.
Yeah.
and
I
stuff.
see.
Yeah, so it was really funny when I saw this kid.
E-girls
E-girls, I'm like, this guy is awesome.
You know what I was really happy about though? His parents stayed around to support him.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I was
absolutely.
saying, he's a wonderful kid. Like, he's involved with a bunch of other things. Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
legitimately awesome.
Yeah. But his parents, like, because most people, like, okay, drop their kid off and, like, whatever, but no, they stuck around to see, like, how he was, and I kept telling his parents, like, he's good. Like, he's pretty good.
So did the parents of those 8-year-olds you whooped last week.
Okay. I guess we're going to talk about that. So me and my teammate, our first match, if you watched the last podcast, they talked about how my teammate was the one actually teabagging them, which he didn't even tell me until after the whole event was done. I didn't realize he was teabagging them as I was scoping in on their heads and just destroying them with the sniper, and they're like, oh, I thought you were at least going to give them one snipe or like one power weapon or anything. I'm like, I was going in like expecting like 2 8-year-olds that were in a sweatshop for Halo for their whole life. Their parents planned them to be Halo pros,
Yeah.
and it wasn't that at all. They had come to the event and signed up that day as everybody was already ready, which I respect. I was actually hoping they would show up again, like just. You know,
To be fair,
You want people to have fun at these things.
Yeah.
Or, like, your point's not to be mean.
Yeah.
to be fair, I could have signed up on the spot too, but I didn't. And they,
Yeah.
so.
I will say, as much as we make fun of it, you shouldn't feel bad for beating it. Like, it's a
don't-
competitive environment. No. Like,
I
you
don't
were
feel
right.
bad. I feel bad that my teammate teabagged them.
Yeah, maybe that's
Because that was a little far. Like I at least like props them after said good games, like good try, like
Oh yeah.
like a couple times they like were coming at us, like both of them were right there on me as the sniper, and I got like a lucky headshot on one and then body shot the other one and was able to switch to my pistol while I was one shot and hit him in the head.
Yeah.
Like they were trying. Like they had played the game once maybe. But the fact that we won 25 to -5 made me feel really bad. Like,
I was gonna
not
say-
only did we destroy them, but they were killing themselves, hoping the match would be over soon.
I was gonna say, at least you did more damage to them than they did to themselves. Like,
Yeah.
that's like the worst consolation.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good time though.
Yeah. And the roar when like they actually got the kill on that other team.
They get that one point.
Yeah, like the crowd, that made me happy. At least everybody was respectful enough to like cheer on these two little kids. So.
On a side note, if I'm ever getting goosed that bad and I get a kill, I don't want anybody to cheer for me. I don't need more attention.
Oh, you know I'm going to be cheering.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, good job, Sim. I remember my first kill.
Yeah. The goat got a kill.
I was half tempted
Sacred my ass.
I was half tempted to like bring a Sharpie or something and write like sacred goats or something on my chest and like be a fangirl or something.
Oh yeah, because every time they were saying your name, I was like, sign my chest.
Well, I have a friend, Breton. You met him at the last one. His sister recently got a boyfriend. And
congratulations.
He said that he wasn't going to let her date him unless he can put up a respectable score in Halo. Oh. So I was like, dude, we're bringing signs. I'm going to shave your name into my chest. We're going to be like loud and cheering and just like flashing the other guy while he plays. Sadly, that has not come to fruition yet, but I'm hoping that day will still come.
It's possible.
You just got to make it happen.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, that's pretty sweet. You got more events coming up?
Yes, okay. So May 3rd is the Wednesday free-for-all, midweek free-for-all event, which doesn't have a prize pool, but I'm hoping like we can do like everybody puts $2 into a jar and whatever, and if you can choose, since we can't say you have to pay to join, like if you pay, you can, if you win it all, you get it. If you don't pay and you win, you don't get it, and it goes to the next week.
Oh, it goes to the next week. Okay.
Yeah. So or next free for all.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty good
keep
system.
People like if people do walk in and they don't want to pay, they can still come and play.
Yeah.
Until we get a big enough community where I can be like, people can pay beforehand for an event, and like if you want to be a part of the event, pay here.
Yeah.
And you'll be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
There won't be. Everybody can join at all times. So
there's gonna be some guy who never pays in, but he's just like a pro player and just always wins the tournament and always gets it skipped to next week, and then it's gonna be a big pot for
whoever wins it.
Yeah, if it gets big enough, then I may just say like half of it's gonna go to charity.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
Because like like I said, May 3rd's free for all. Then May 20th is the 4v4 schoolyard event. And if you don't know what the schoolyard is, it's basically we pick 4 captains or however many captains for teams, and then each captain picks their team. So it'd be like dodgeball or whatever from the schoolyard. And then we'll play for the top prizes and see how it goes. So we're going to try and make it fair enough so like the best players are the captains so that no teams are like really overpowered.
Yeah.
So don't put like Pat, X-Man, and you on a team. And
yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, fair. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the biggest thing, like from what I've seen right now, and people who are going to consistently show up, it'll probably be you, me, Pat, and X-Men as captains because I think that's fair. If your buddy shows up to that event that was there last, I'll even give him captain over me because you guys won, and just kind of have like a seeding type thing.
I was gonna say, I'll go if him. I don't know how well him and I play together all the time, so it'll be nothing else. The chemistry will probably potentially be unfair. Just like, oh yeah, we know what's up.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. This is the first one. I plan to have a bunch of these, and then the last event is May 31st, which I believe is another Wednesday, and it'll be a free for all too. I think.
That's what it says on the Facebook page, yeah.
Yeah. So we have 2 free-for-alls, 1 4v4, and then I still haven't figured out what we're going to do for June. But it'll probably be... I'm going to try and get 2 Saturdays in June, because right now we only have 1 Saturday a month. But I'm going to try and get 2 and have like a 2v2 tournament again, and something else, something more community-based, like a oddball or something more...
For fun
type
of thing.
Yeah. So
don't the Toronto guys occasionally do they do Fiesta.
Yeah.
Like lands.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and have like 1 Saturday is more competitive, 1 more fun community, whatever.
Yeah.
Silly games. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see where this all takes us.
Yeah, for sure. one thing that happened this weekend at the tournament was the four of us played 2v2s while waiting for the final match to end because it was taking so long.
Oh, they went to the second best of 3, and it was just
Yeah. So it was Steven and Alex versus Spencer and myself. And I basically never played the game before. I don't know how much.
I've never played Halo 5 before either.
Yeah, so
I can't say I'm a fan either.
we get into the match. I think it was on that map that you hate, the one that you had said.
Coliseum.
Oh,
Coliseum. I think it was on Coliseum.
Hold on, just for clarification. I hate Coliseum for smaller team stuff. For 4v4, Coliseum is great.
Yeah,
okay.
Like 1v1, when Pat and I played, I told them when we were doing our second best stream when I got knocked down to losers, I was like, hey, if you want to go honor rules, no rockets, because that was the only reason why I won the first time, I will happily do that just because I feel like I totally cheesed you out of it.
Yeah. So we're playing. We get right into the match. I'm too proud to ask what the buttons are, so so I'm like, all right, let's do it. First button I push throws a grenade at Spencer.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it was Coliseum, and I'm like running towards Sniper, and all of a sudden I get hit by a grenade from behind, and I'm like, oh great, I'm running up to Sniper, one shot. And I was like, oh sweet, they both went to rockets instead, and then yeah, we got destroyed.
I will say I didn't goose a single round, and I'm happy about that.
I did.
Alex, on the other hand, owes us $100.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
that
we-
was the rule.
No, the rule is for you, not for me.
No, it's for
No,
everybody.
you said the rule was on Spencer too. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
fair.
everybody.
I didn't say it was on you. I
Yes,
said
you
it was on
did.
Steven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when
I did?
because
No, I was talking about Steven.
at one point
We were doing the 1v1 tournament, or we were doing the 1v1 while we were
after,
waiting.
yeah. And there's a point where I almost goosed him, and to his credit before, it's like, oh, like he almost got
Yeah.
goosed. He caught up after that, and then got like another like 6 in a row, so it wasn't that close of a goose. By the end of it. But you told Spencer that if he goosed, he would owe you $100, and then you guys all said the same applies to me. In which case, $100 is applying all around the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Make
referring
it
to Spencer.
more.
I was referring to you, Steven, because I figured you wouldn't goose.
I almost goosed against Pat our second best of 3.
Oh, really?
The first game, you got like 8 or 9 in a row, and like sniping or sniping camo. I'm like, I am in trouble. I'm gonna be so sad.
I was so upset. So who was I facing? I think it was
Union or whatever?
yeah, anyways, Union or something like that was my second match. And I had scattershot, sniper, and camo, and I fell off the map. I did. You know when you like jump on something and you accidentally like hit the jump again, you kind of bounce off.
Oh, yeah.
So I hit the where camo is. I jumped across from the other side and I hit the other thing. And I thought I was good, but I accidentally hit jump again. And it bounced me backwards and off the map, and I couldn't clamber or anything on anything, and just fell off. I was like, well, I lose. I'm like, I deserve to lose this match after that. Like,
Jeez.
I was so upset with myself.
Damn. I'll put $100 into the podcast. How about that?
Do it.
Do it.
I'll take $100.
Is that like paying everybody for showing up tonight, or $25 each? We'll let you keep playing.
No, like new equipment kind of deal. Like there's $100 in the podcast pot.
Get some of that
We'll
foam to
let
put on
you-
the walls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll let you keep the money this time. Just
Yeah.
next time.
Next time.
We're paying up.
Sounds good.
It'll go to the next Halo Calgary event.
Hey, you can actually pay for our logo. It's $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Logo's $100.
Okay, so
Well, you know,
you weren't here yet. So
Oh, I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you were late.
Sorry.
So for the Calgary Halo, I'm trying to get like an actually good logo, because right now I'm basically like photoshopping by myself, and it's not great. Like I would still wear that like crossing swords and helmet with the YYC on it, but I don't think it doesn't describe Calgary good enough.
You think we can do one better? pretty much.
Yeah, like that. It was basically something that I copy and pasted onto this free program that you can kind of edit on. So I want somebody who's actually a good designer to make it. And everybody I've talked to wants me to like charge $100.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not paying that personally. I'm going to try and do like a crowdfunding through the community and see if it helps, or find somebody who will be like, yeah, I'll help you guys.
Yeah, I talked to my brother-in-law because he might be interested in helping us out.
Yeah. I'm really hoping as we grow, we'll find more people. Like, Greater Toronto Halo has like a whole like side of media. Like, they have a guy who's filming. They're doing like interviews with the players. They're like all the graphics are done by these guys. Like, and they're all just community like helping out, not charging a thing.
For sure.
So I'm hoping as we grow, we could get something like that going. So
Good.
I'm really excited for the Calgary versus Toronto games and the Calgary versus Edmonton.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Does
Edmonton have a Halo community?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Oh,
There's started a couple years ago. There's like 80 people in there.
Wow. I'll drive up there and show them what's up.
Yeah.
Edmonton, if you're listening, just come find me. I'll land you.
A live macaroon.
What you got?
Yeah, Bob Macaroon, you're next.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it'll be fun to see those events. Have it streamed up, have just the team of 4 facing away from the big screen at Microsoft Store and have it streamed up above.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
So
I'd go to that. Honestly, these Halo events have been a ton of fun. Just to spend an afternoon or whatever to do.
yeah,
It's really awesome, especially if you appreciate video games and stuff like that.
yeah.
But
I'm gonna do for the next big actual Halo event, we're gonna have a viewing party there.
oh, nice.
So HCS, I don't even know what the next big event is for Halo, but
Daytona in a couple weeks here.
yeah. So I'll figure out what day that is, and basically we'll all just maybe have some fun little thing going on in the corner for people to play, but
Yeah.
have maybe that'll be part of the donation process for bigger events. Pay a little bit of money or donate some money towards the event cause, and you can come have a viewing party. And
Yeah.
the nice thing about Microsoft is they're yo, if you need food or drinks, let us know, and we'll have pizza and drinks ready. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that too.
Cool.
So shout out to Christina at the Calgary Microsoft Store for allowing us to hold these events there and stuff. So.
For sure. She brought me a Pepsi because I asked for one.
I think she seems wonderfully nice. I've only talked to her a couple times, but
Yeah.
seems like a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Apparently she plays. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it's Halo, but
She
I
said
plays a little bit, not a lot, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, she said she plays video games and she's actually really loves video games. So
Yeah.
it would be fun one day to have a community versus the Microsoft Store.
Oh,
game,
yeah.
Oh, that'd be dope.
and have just 4 random people from the community play 4 people from the Microsoft Store.
Yeah.
I think that'd be funny, and shout outs to Microsoft if they'd let us do that, and the people at the store if they could actually play.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny because Christina, it's Christina, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She offered drinks to everybody, whoever wanted something, and nobody had really gone up and asked yet. I'm well, I might as well take advantage of Microsoft's generosity. So I go up and those drinks, those aforementioned drinks, are they just for competitors? And she's no, of course not. What do you want? And I'm oh, I'll take a Pepsi. She's yeah, sure. And then she handed me the controller because she was operating the big screen.
Yeah.
Which
Changing the cameras.
Yeah, changing the cameras they were streaming 2 of the machines and alternating, and I'm oh god, I don't want to push any buttons. I'm gonna mess this up. It was funny. And then I think it was Yunin came over to me and he's just do you know what you're doing? I'm no dude, I just don't want to touch anything. He's just oh, because you're supposed to change the screen so that they can't screen cheat. And I was oh, well, I'm not doing that. And then Steven's oh, you're such a chump for getting a drink. I'm I'm working for it.
Standing there with the controller.
Standing there with the controller.
The 89-cent Pepsi or whatever.
Yeah.
Worth it.
For sure. Alright, I think now is a good time to pause in the Halo talk for our segment of the show called Safe Word, which is where we take terms and sentences off of Urban Dictionary and give our best shot at defining them. I've got the words this week.
You have Halo-oriented words this week, don't you?
One of them is.
Yeah.
You guys have to try to guess what Urban Dictionary's definition of Halo is.
Oh, it's going to be something perverted.
It might be. Might not be. That's up to your imagination.
My mandate. Oh, this.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Speaking of beating on children, got 2985. It is when your kids are sarcastically, I'm saying this, little angels.
Yeah.
And when Daddy gets drunk some nights and leaves a nice ring around their eyes, it's a nice little halo.
I see. Okay, so it's
Child abuse.
evidence of child abuse. All right, we'll go with that.
It's poor 8-year-olds.
Poor kids.
New team name, child abuse.
Losing to a 14-year-old in a competitive environment.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
damn.
Halo?
Yeah, it's Calgary Halo.
I'm gonna go with when you've ate some really bad Chinese food and you've left a shit ring in the toilet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm going with. It's nice halo shaped.
Nice. The actual definition, so it's kind of got like a 1, 2, and 3. But number 1 says, Halo, without this game, referring to the game, most guys would spend most of their time masturbating. Number 2, code word, group, all male, masturbating. Number 3, electronic circle jerk, multi-guy mission. And then the sort of sentence example. Pedro, come over, we're gonna play Halo. Okay, I'll bring the tissues. Oh, it's pretty funny. Thanks for that, Urban Dictionary. Your next one is Sioma. Sioma.
It's not an acronym.
It is an acronym.
Sioma.
Sioma. Sioma.
M-A?
M. M as in monkey.
Staring intently on obtuse.
You always go to obtuse for your own words.
Do I?
Yeah.
On obtuse monkey schlong.
Hey, wait.
The final letter is an A, not an S. Sioma.
Shoot. Monkey, what's another word?
Anus.
You literally just missed the keyboard in your own brain.
I couldn't remember what the 6 letters were.
Yeah.
I can guess on the last
Simoa.
No, S-I-O-O-M-A.
Sioma.
Oh man, this changes everything with the last letters. Anyway.
Yeah.
I need to change mine.
Okay. It's basically coming up with words that start with these letters.
Yeah.
Trying to make it make sense. The actual definition does make sense. Like it's a legible thing. Don't worry, all these silent pauses can be removed. So
Yeah.
we're good. Take your time.
You'll look incredibly intelligent. You're just you're just gonna be like S-I-O-M-A. Oh, it's this, and just immediately come up with something clever. You will look wonderful.
I make Steven sound amazing.
Oh.
Hey, please, his voice gives you boners.
Shit.
Shit starts with an S. That's the first letter. That's not the word. Or the definition.
Stealing illicit opiates or making applesauce. It's
Is there an S at the end?
Making
no,
applesauce.
applesauce is one word.
Oh, okay.
It is like a code word for when you are getting together with friends for the weekend.
Yeah,
For some partying, and
Okay.
it's like, oh, what does Sioma mean? Oh, don't worry, we're just making applesauce this weekend.
I see. The code word for stealing illicit opiates. Alex, you got anything?
I can't think of an A.
An A?
I can't think of an A.
I'm stuck in the last 2 letters.
I got an M.
O
I got
O
the
A.
rest.
Like it's like 2 O's.
2 O's, an M, and then an A.
Oh damn. The M.
Sioma.
What's a computer product that starts with A?
Apple.
That's not an Apple. Like a Microsoft product.
Access.
Okay.
It's one of the programs.
Spanish instructions on operating Microsoft Access.
That's pretty good.
I'm like, I can't.
said Microsoft applications.
Nobody asked you, Steven.
Anything, Spencer? Stuck on the M.
Sitting in over. Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just need an A. Sitting in over, oh my.
Applesauce.
Applications.
Application. Fuck me.
There's no F's.
It's hard. Normally when we get an acronym, it's like 4 letters. It's okay. But
That's a long.
it's a 6-letter acronym. I'm really testing you guys.
Okay, sitting in over my,
Another O.
over
sitting-
on my ass.
Sitting in over my ass. Sitting in over on my ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, so he's like sitting in on a meeting and he's over on
His ass.
Not participating.
Or
Okay.
it's over his head, but it's just over his ass. He's like hung over, so he's somewhat like concentrated, but he's like, fuck, this is over my ass, dude. I just want to fucking go home.
I got
I
it.
can appreciate that.
I got it. I get you. The actual definition is suck it out of my ass.
I was so close.
Yeah, it's basically suck it or blow me or one of those responses to something.
Yeah.
But it's how you say Siuma.
Man,
Man, you're
that'll
so
make you
trash
look
Halo.
cool.
Siuma.
That's gonna be my next team name, man.
Siuma.
Yes, Team Siuma.
Or the Siuma goats.
Siuma goes.
I'm no goat. I'm no goat. I'm a child abusive Siuma.
Speaking of Apple, the sort of sub-definition of this one's, like the example or whatever is, let me tell you something. Here at Apple, we have a standard response for this kind of request. It's called Siuma. Have a nice day.
Damn.
Well, it kind of ties together. Next word. Canadian snowplow. Or term, I guess. It's 2 words.
Shoot, I think I know this.
Canadian snowplow.
Ooh.
I've heard this one before as well.
You are allowed to guess a Canadian snowplow. Like
Like a literal truck driving in Canada plowing snow.
yeah.
It is when you snort cocaine off of somebody.
Off an Edmonton hooker.
An Edmonton girl.
An icy hand job from an Edmonton hooker.
Yeah. Shout out to Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, that game's freaking hilarious, dude. Okay, so off topic a little bit, but so I did a road trip from Calgary to Vancouver Island over winter.
Yeah.
And we were taking pictures of the mountains and stuff like that. And we were like, oh, like this mountain looks like this. And we're like, no, it'd be a great idea. You know, like the answers for frickin' Cards Against Humanity, like just holding those underneath the picture as like subtitles for the picture.
Yeah.
So like, what was one of them? It was like the devil himself, because this mountain looked like had like scars in it from like a giant monster ripping freaking its talons through it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh man, that'd be an awesome idea. It's just like walk around with like a deck of freaking Cards Against Humanity cards, and just like, oh, that picture looks like this.
You gotta find a mountain with just like a valley right in the top of it, so it's 2 peaks, and then hold up the card, Pac-Man uncontrollably because when you come.
We have like a really Turtle Mountain with like the big landslide, the Frank slide there.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
the
have
Frank slide,
the Rush Limbaugh's soft shitty body.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, there were some funny ones we thought of, but I can't think of them right now. But anyway, that was off topic. But
Oh, it's all good. We do sidebars all the time.
There's a mountain right next to Lake Louise that looks like a giant honeycomb.
Yeah.
So you could have the cards bees.
yeah,
It's such a good game.
it's
Canadian snowplow. That's what we're
yes.
Oh,
talking about.
Steven, you went.
Snort cocaine off somebody.
I'm gonna say when you get a frosted cinnamon bun
Yeah.
and you just literally lick off the icing.
Okay. Like a Canadian would.
Yeah.
You're plowing that icing
You're
off.
just plowing that icing off. Yeah, exactly.
All right, I can get behind that. Alex.
I'm just saying picking up a hooker in a snowplow. And or like a hitchhiker, but like in order to get somewhere, you like gotta do favors kind of deal.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. Ask gas for ass.
Exactly.
So the actual definition of the Canadian snowplow. An act of sweet, sweet lovemaking. The male reaches around the female and jerks her arms out from underneath her while doing her doggy style. This causes the female partner to smash her face into the ground. After contact between the ground and her face has been made, the male proceeds to continue thrusting. This causes her face to slide along the carpet like a snowplow, giving that bitch one monstrous case of rug burn.
Oh man.
Oh, that's an amazing definition.
We're happy to have you on this show.
Yeah, that's great.
That's one of those things we should have saved for like any like American people we have on. It's like, so we all know what this is, a Canadian snowplow.
It's something you can bring back later. Though.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, we asked Canadians this. Now we're asking you.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Go out on the streets.
Yeah.
Get on Stephen Ave. There is another definition for this one. The second most rated definition. Another sexual term. The act of respectably filling a woman's vagina with President's Choice whipped cream and proceeding to penetrate her, clearing out the majority of the whipped cream. Quote, hey buddy, you want to head down to Tim's for a double-double? Definitely, Guy. Just give me a few minutes, eh? I have to give my consenting girlfriend a Canadian snowplow first.
My consenting girlfriend.
Well, that's nice to clarify.
It's great. And then at the bottom, there's an ad for something with Brian Baumler's face on it, and he's looking at me very judgingly.
Who's Brian Ballmer?
He does shows on HGTV. So like building and home improvement.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Not the show Home Improvement, but
Oh man.
Brian something. It's like Homes on Homes, but he's the Canadian
Leave It to Brian.
Leave It to Brian. Yeah.
Yeah.
He fixes houses. I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. Canadian.
They're all Canadian. Even freaking Holmes is Canadian.
Oh yeah.
From Toronto. He's a dick. I met him.
Is he a dick?
He's the biggest, literally, he seems like a dick on TV, and but he's nice to people. No, he's like a straight up dick.
How did you meet him?
I went to this home convention in Toronto, and he was there supporting his whatever, and I was just like, hey, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And he shakes your hand but didn't say anything. He shook my hand and I was like, yeah, thanks. Continue doing it.
Get out of here.
How does it feel to be irrelevant and that nobody likes you?
No, I should have yelled, oh, Brian's so much nicer.
I like Scott McGilvery better. Start naming all the other HGTV stars. There was a funny thing that happened on Twitter. Wendy's is at it again. Their Twitter, whoever's responsible...
Their social media?
Yeah, whoever's responsible for that needs a raise every other week because they keep doing these funny things. So, I believe the way it went was somebody asked Hardee's, which is another fast food joint,
Hardee's or Hardee's?
Hardee's. I believe it's United States.
Yeah, it's kind of American.
Sort of thing. They basically said, man, I love the Hardee's 4 for $4 meal. It's so good. You get so much for $4. Hardee's is like, oh yeah, it's the greatest, isn't it? Somebody else is like, I prefer Wendy's 4 for $4 meal. What do you think about this at Wendy's? And Wendy's said something along the lines of, their 4 for $4 is okay, but you can never beat an original. And Hardee's responded saying, hey, just because you were first doesn't mean you're the best. Wendy's responded saying, name the 4th person to walk on the moon without Googling it. And then it was just silence, and Wendy's responded to themselves, they blocked us, lol.
Oh, man.
People were just like, oh!
It's amazing to see large companies that allow like that, because if you think about Microsoft and all these other companies who their social media is so strict on what they can post. We were talking to the Microsoft people about the Halo tournaments and stuff like that, and they're not allowed to post anything. They're not allowed to have a Chinook Mall Microsoft store account because there's just too much
They don't want to be implicated for anything, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. So they have to just leave it to the Microsoft store account.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's cool that Wendy's is chill about it.
Yeah.
Roasting people politely.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is I think people get behind it because anybody can make a joke on Twitter, but when it's essentially an entire corporation, represented by this one account coming after you, it's just oh!
Yeah, you're not just getting burned by one person, you're getting burned by a whole corporation.
Yeah, exactly. And Wendy's is huge,
yeah.
It's not bad.
But don't do breakfast.
They don't... What?
I'm pretty sure Wendy's doesn't do breakfast.
Oh, that's too bad. Breakfast is where it's at, dude.
Damn right.
Oh, I love breakfast.
Every time I go somewhere to eat...
I was actually talking to this girl yesterday, and she was telling me how much she doesn't like breakfast foods, and I was like, this isn't gonna work out.
I'm done here.
I'm like, if somebody, it was midnight, and I was like, if someone is yo, want to go for bacon and eggs right now, I'd be down. She's like, ew, eggs. I was like, I'm sorry, this is not
We can't be friends. Goodbye.
We can't be friends, let alone anything else. So.
Please make a Tinder account where your profile picture is just bacon and eggs.
All
the girls love breakfast, that's why it's right.
We could get along because we've definitely gone many late night Denny's trips where it's 2 in the morning. It's
they're the best.
That sounds great right now.
No, it's the best after streaming. You've been chilling, streaming and talking to people all night, and you're like, fuck, I haven't eaten in 5 hours.
Yeah.
I'm frickin' Denny's,
Yeah. And then you should Facebook stream or like Periscope your Denny's trip or something.
Well, that's the thing as well now. Watching people eat.
Yeah.
Like I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Watching people eat.
To be fair, that's not really a thing in North America.
No. Like
We're a thing in, I can't remember if it
Korea?
was Japan or South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like huge where like, people just stream stuff like eating dinner or whatever and have.
It'd be cool to have like this group go out and Periscope live it and do like a question period. You know what I mean? Where you just have Periscope, you're like, ask us whatever. We're eating Denny's at 4 a.m.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah.
We would actually need listeners before we can do that though.
Just whatever. Like if we all posted it on our Facebooks and Twitters and whatever, I'm sure like somebody stupid is. You're
If you're listening to this, you are not stupid. You're the smartest person on the planet. We appreciate
sorry,
it.
yeah, I didn't mean like that. I just meant like somebody's gonna come start asking us stupid questions that we're more than welcome to answer.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what's your favorite color?
Orange.
Alright.
He said when you come on, he was like, dude, first guess, we're gonna have some dumb questions.
Oh, yeah, no, I have complete intentions on like anybody we have interview. I want people to ask them serious questions. I'm just gonna ask them the stupidest questions I can.
Orange and black. Don't know why. Orange because it's so vibrant and it gets your attention.
Yeah.
And black because fucking all I can think of is a Camaro that's orange with a black stripe or either way around.
And
that looks dope as
It's
fuck.
the coolest.
It's the coolest.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. If we have guests on, just do like a round of like quick fire questions.
Yeah.
Just like based on what stuff they do. So like,
Quick fire or something.
yeah, just like if it's like some
Lightning
YouTuber,
round.
just be like, what's your favorite video you
Yeah.
put out? What's this? What's this? In which case, what's your favorite esports team of all time? So it could be one that doesn't exist anymore.
It has to be Optic still. As much as
That's acceptable. Don't worry, I'm messing
okay,
with it.
so just to clarify, like as much as I understand, like everybody's like, oh, Optic green wall because it's so big and like whatever, and just everybody hops on. It's because of their social media.
Oh.
Like they make you want to like them because you learn so much about them. Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's how I got into esports.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the correct answer is always Final Boss, but Optic
But
Optic is an acceptable sign.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't know Final Boss. I wasn't around when they were playing, but I love Final Boss as a team name and stuff because first of all, they were the best.
Yeah.
So they were the final boss in Halo for so long. And the fact that was their name and it's the best marketing scheme ever. I wish they were still around.
That's really clever, actually.
Because like your final boss sweater, like I recognized it right away because I know who they were, and like I would totally just buy one just because it's final boss and it's dope.
Yeah.
So
Optic is a very acceptable answer, though. I'm just giving you.
right now they're just like
besides
dominating everything
Yeah.
console. So how can you not like them? Scumpy in Call of Duty is amazing. Like that, him and Formal, and the fact that Formal can hop between Halo and Call of Duty, like,
Formal's a monster.
and Lethal's.
I'm very ignorant when it comes to Call of Duty, so
That's fine.
I
So
appreciate
am I,
the game for
so.
sure, but I just
I just
never
like
got
the competitive.
Yeah.
Honestly, like biggest thing for me is S&D. Like if I could just be
sucking dicks.
Search
Yeah.
and destroy.
sucking dick, search and destroy. You're
Oh.
either doing one or the other. Sorry, no offense to anybody out there. I just love the competitive aspect of like you have this one life to do something great
Yeah.
in this game mode, and
Or one life to blow.
clutch or
That's
kick,
what
buddy.
Yeah.
Clutch or kick.
No kidding. That reminded me. There's a web series called Video Game High School created by Rocket Jump.
It's a great series.
Yeah. And-
To an extent.
Yeah, I remember in the first season, Brian D, who's like this kid trying to get into the professional gaming scene, goes to this high school where that's basically all they teach.
Yeah.
The most popular guy in the school is sort of bullying him a little bit, like hazing him a little bit. So he's got him in an alleyway, like kind of cornered him, and he's just like, I know you've been looking at the girl I'm dating, but you can go to bed every night knowing that she's always S-ing my D. Styling my do, and pulls out a comb. It's just like such a stupid joke.
One of the best things I've seen people do, we were talking about e-girls earlier.
Yeah.
The funniest thing to me is when some players will go and tweet their stats. You're like, hey, Vaughn, you want some of this action? Like, ooh, that 1.4 killed that.
That's
I don't know if you want to cut this, but a really cool thing to do for like a show like this. S&D, search and destroy, but you search up like a stupid Twitter or something like that, and then we all just rip it to shreds.
Oh, we roast it?
Yeah, search and destroy, and we'll just like find a random Twitter account on our phone and we'll all like just rip into it.
Oh, people are either gonna love that or hate us. That's a great idea, though.
I may start doing it on my own thing. I'm trademarking it.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
Done.
What if Hastlecast sponsors your next event?
Please.
I mean, how much money are we talking here?
I'll show up.
I got
We'll
some
have a
lint.
bag of mini A's
I got some lint in my pocket and I'll show up. Deal.
Paperclip and a string.
What?
Paperclip and a string.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Are you going somewhere with that?
Oh no.
That was
the
it.
random junk you might have in your pocket.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I thought you were maybe going with the whole, like, people will sometimes take, like, a paperclip and try to trade it for something more expensive,
Paperclip for string? Yeah, sure.
and then trade that thing for something more expensive. I heard people doing that.
I saw a YouTube video where someone was doing that. He's like,
The guy
yo,
in
I have this
Saskatchewan?
tack.
Yeah.
Can you just give me something for it? And he got like a line of staples.
Yeah.
The whole thing of staples. So he went into the next place, like the store next door, and he's like, I got this. Can I have something else? And he got like a mint.
Yeah.
And he just kept going to store to store, and he finally ended up with like this little like vase thing from the front of this guy's desk.
Yeah.
He's like, sweet.
I've heard of people doing that and getting, like, actual houses.
I would say
The one red paperclip guy.
that's what I was going to
Yeah,
do.
sorry, I want to put that in first. In front of you.
Oh.
He literally started with one red paperclip and like went up to like a pen and like went up and up and up, and eventually it's like some town in Saskatchewan's like, here's a house for like you trading up this far. There's like nowhere close to it.
Because if I remember correctly, so his deals was that if you had something like he wanted to know what you were going to trade for, and then otherwise he said he would fly, I think anywhere in North America to like trade. So even for the person like paperclip for a pen, he's like, if I have to fly to the other coast, I will for this thing. He's like, I'm going to make this happen.
Wow.
And if I remember correctly, the thing he traded for the house, he got a movie deal. Like he got a contract for role in a movie with like 4 speaking lines or something. It was eventually that is what he traded for this house in Saskatchewan.
Wow. That's really cool. I did want to say something on a little bit of a more serious note. Thoughts going out to the people in Cleveland for what all went down this weekend with the...
What happened? I don't know nothing about it.
So basically the story is that there was a man who was Facebook live streaming shootings, and he had claimed to have shot at least 15 people, is what the number I heard. It could be a different number. And one of the videos is like the most dominant one. He basically murdered a 74-year-old man in cold blood on the street and live streamed it on Facebook. So he's still at large is the problem, and I know of people in Cleveland and other people in Ohio. Noel Snook is from Ohio, so I believe he's from Kent, and I'm not entirely sure how close that is. But yeah, thoughts going out to Cleveland for shit going down. It's not great. Hope things get hope things get resolved and no more evil comes out of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
On a lesser depressing note, Gravy Boat. Does anybody have a song that they would like to bring to the boat?
Special guest?
Gravy, I don't.
So Gravy Boat
I
is...
didn't listen to the full episode, I see.
Data and...
I was saying, probably turn it off after I was making fun of you guys.
Yeah.
Probably like,
Oh,
this
fuck.
sucks.
I dislike this.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
joking. I just didn't get to the very end. I ran out of data.
Don't worry, it's all good. Our friends pretend to listen to it too, so don't worry.
Oh, I listen
The
to
fact
it.
that you've made effort, we are very happy
Yeah.
and thankful.
Supporting friends and local creators, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So Gravy Boat is the part of the show where we recommend a song that's typically lesser known. So if you, for example, look up the song on YouTube and they have less than 1 million views or something, or just a couple thousand, we plug that here. Especially if it's a good song. Sometimes it's horrible. Sometimes it is over 1 million views and we just are negligent. But...
Okay, so I have a song. It is over 1 million views, probably well over.
Okay.
But it is probably my favorite song on YouTube. It's a parody.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so have you ever heard of The Key of Awesome?
That rings a bell.
Anyway, it's a Starboy parody,
Mhm.
Key of Awesome.
Okay.
Great song. If you love Star Wars and are a nerd,
Mhm.
great song.
Okay, so the song is called Key of Awesome?
No, the song is called Starboy Parody by The Key of Awesome.
Okay, the artist is Key of Awesome. and
Not.
the song is
Not The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
I'm looking at it right now. He is correct. Yeah, it's by The Key of Awesome.
So
Starboy is the original song, but the parody version that I'm talking about
Yeah.
is created by The Key of Awesome.
Yeah.
The YouTube channel.
Yeah, the original song was by
okay.
The Weeknd and Daft Punk.
Yeah.
But
That's a great song too.
you ever turn on a radio?
No.
Okay.
You know,
It's on the
very
radio
rarely,
a lot.
I very rarely listen to the radio
Anyway,
anymore.
another. Do you only do one?
Yeah,
we
generally
typically
just
only do one.
Oh, okay.
So
Another time.
sure. So yeah, you can find that song in our playlist on our YouTube channel. The playlist is called Gravy Boat. If you're curious as to why it's called Gravy Boat, listen to the rest of the episodes and try to figure it out.
All 20 hours of them.
Yeah.
One
So
day.
that's your homework. And I say that every week, so it's fine. But yeah, so look for the playlist there. You can find the songs as well as the other songs that we've recommended from previous weeks. It's a neat little playlist if you're looking for something different, something a little new.
I'd say you'll definitely get a very wide range of
Yeah.
genres and stuff. We
Yeah,
got a bit of
wide
rock, a bit of weird rap music, a bit of
Elmer Fudd.
parody. A bit of
Yeah, the parody.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty sweet. We're coming pretty close to the end of the show here, so we'll do some last minute plugs. Spencer, feel free to plug whatever you'd like.
Be sure to check out my Twitter at FragOute with an E at the end.
FragOute?
Same with my YouTube, youtube.com/FragOute, and Twitch, twitch.tv/FragOute.
Sweet, and you want to plug the...
Yeah, I was going to say, and the Twitter, if you want to follow the Calgary Halo Twitter, it's at Calgary Halo, or you can follow us on our Facebook group, which is just Calgary Halo Community. So, thanks a lot, guys.
Oh, good. Thank you very much for starting out this. I'm the one probably most heavily invested in this entire group, but this, again, was something I always wish was a part of Calgary culture, so very much appreciate all the work you put into it for getting this thing up and running.
It'll keep growing, so.
For sure.
And thanks again to Microsoft and Christina for doing such an awesome job for hosting your events.
Yeah.
And then our shameless self-promos. Be sure to follow all our social media at Hastlecast on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. It's not really a very active portion of the internet, our Facebook, so go
Not
to
as active as our Twitter.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
I have a
where we
Facebook
upload
page
it.
for my FragOut thing too,
Yeah.
and I literally just share my YouTube videos on it.
Yeah.
It's hard, like I don't find like people go to Facebook for looking for people. You know what I mean? Like their pages and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
I feel like if you're looking to interact with them, you're either going to YouTube or Twitter, in my opinion.
You want to see their content or,
Yeah.
or something.
Content or humorous, whatever.
Yeah.
It's easier to take a quick 140 character bite compared to a longer post that you can generally see on Facebook and
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
necessarily always care to read.
Yeah.
Also look up Hastlecast Podcast on YouTube. You can find all our episodes there. Not really much to watch, so if you're more of a, it's an audio podcast, so if you're more of an on-the-go kind of person, you can also find it on iTunes or your favorite podcasting app. I'm assuming everything still works, Steven. That's your department.
Yeah, for the most part.
And I'll actually, when I get home, I'll put you guys as like relations on my side of my YouTube channel.
Oh,
works. Yeah, let me know. The image is still occasionally messed up, in which case the image is appearing every time now, but occasionally it's blurry, and then other times it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on it. If anybody knows any technical glitches, if for anyone listening, please write us, let us know. But
And then also, if you have any other things to say to us and you don't have any of those accounts, but you do have an email, you can email us at hasslecast@gmail.com. That's sort of your department, I guess. I haven't really looked at that.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's an email. What more do you need?
People are sending you
Are people
relationship
sending us
questions.
emails?
I haven't got anything.
Okay, so you are checking.
I haven't checked in a little while, but yeah, no.
So yeah, any criticisms or love or hate or any suggestions for segments you might want to hear on the show and
/ trolls.
such yeah.
If you got a recommendation for a Twitter handle as well, to search and destroy.
Oh yeah, we might get this S&D going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's all that, and I had one more thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, you can email us or contact us in any way if you are a creator of your own sort of merit. If you have a YouTube channel or something, you make music or something, and if you would like to collaborate, feel free to contact us. We're all for it.
We'd love to pimp your stuff on the gravy boat, everything, yeah.
Yeah, if you make music, let us know. You can be on the boat.
The boat.
The boat.
We'll have to deem if you're worthy or not, but
Yeah, I was saying, make sure you're making good stuff. You know? We don't want anything mediocre on it. We are nothing but top quality on this podcast.
absolutely.
You can tell by the audio.
Yeah.
I mean, wait, what?
quick update on the audio situation. The microphones have not come in the mail yet, so
But they have been shipped.
they have shipped. They
I bought
shipped.
mine too.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet deal I found. So
Yeah. I don't know how mic quality will be, but we'll see.
from the tests that I have done, I have a mic over there if you wanted to take a look at it. But from the tests I've done, it's pretty good. So
Yeah.
we'll get that whole setup going, and that will be that. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for coming, being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, Spencer. It was wonderful. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, free. Ask me to be on any time. I'll come and talk shit.
We'll put you on the roster.
As of right now, we have no emails. I just
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. See you next Wednesday.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace.